Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? See a few new faces on here today.
Morning, Amy. Morning, everyone.
Morning, Jeremy. I do see it looks like a few people are still connecting to audio here. Otherwise, can you all hear me? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Vicky. Morning, Rosemary.
Hi.
Perfect. Well, as we start off, we will start off with any buyer needs or any listings coming up that anybody wants to showcase. I know I am still looking from the Owatonna area to the Mankato area, anything with 3+ bedrooms, 2+ bath, in that $300,000 range. So if anybody hears of anything, please reach out because these people have been searching for forever.
I have a listing that went up about a week and a half ago in Ramsey. It's definitely overpriced. It's $750, but it's got a big outbuilding, 40 by 60 outbuilding. And we are going to drop the price. But anybody have any advice on marketing a big outbuilding? He's a big car guy and there's a automotive hoist in there.
Do you have the MLS number? I could bring it up here.
Yes. 641-4856.
Okay.
It's kind of a bad, I don't know, weird situation. The wife went in assisted living. They're just desperate to sell. They need every penny. Comps came in way lower. He was way high in the price initially. I talked him down to $750. I still think it's probably 50 grand overpriced. It's a nice house. It's a great lot. It's a big house. It needs a little updating. It needs new carpet. It needs needs wallpaper removed. Yeah, there's the shop right there. But I went to a couple mechanic, dealers up that way, kind of, hey, know anybody looking? And I don't know like how else I can market it. This is what's really valuable. I mean, someone's going to love this.
Yeah. Have you tried on like the Facebook groups? So what I typically do is when I have a listing, I join I know the new preg happenings. That's the one that comes to my head. So like down here, there's like a happenings for either county or city.
Okay.
I would check with like their garage sales or their happenings. Some of them don't allow real estate ones, but if there is one that does, I usually join them and blast them all on all the groups because then those people are going to see it and then they're going to go to their agent like, hey, I want to go look at this.
Okay. Good advice. Thank you.
Yeah. Because that's a nice shop there.
Oh, it's probably nicer than the house.
Yeah.
To see it. And so the house is decent. It's just been, they just haven't updated it. And lived in it for probably 40 years and they're just desperate to sell. And I'm like, well, if you lower the price and anyways, okay, thanks for that.
Yeah. Yeah, because it looks like it has good bones, but yeah, it just needs that little bit of updating.
Oh yeah, a hideous wallpaper. I'm like, oh my.
Perfect. Do we have any other listings we want to showcase at all? Or any other buyer needs? I do see it looks like a couple other people signed on here.
Well, I have a listing upcoming and it's we don't have enough time here to go into all the details, but think of it like a tax forfeiture where where it has to be purchased sight unseen. So I'm hoping to connect with ideally somebody that just wants a lot. It's in Plymouth. If anybody has anyone interested, I can share the address, maybe through the chat or something, but it's a decent house, 4 beds, 2 baths. I have no idea what the inside looks like, and there's no way to tour the inside, at least for now, until we close and the current occupant is removed. So it's kind of more like an auction situation.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, we're going to have to be around 400. And I'm not sure the place is worth that.
Yeah.
That's where we're at for now. So I guess the bottom line is I'm just looking for builders, developers, flippers.
There is a great group on Facebook that kind of goes statewide. I'm trying to figure out the name here. It's like there's the off-market properties in Minnesota. And then there's like a real estate investor one that I'm trying to think of here. But yeah, my go-to is those groups on Facebook, just kind of typing in anything real estate, and also the area that I'm in, because that's gonna get the most exposure, and you don't really have to pay for it. You're just entering in as much detail as you can, and then whoever sees it, they'll be able to reach out,
Right.
and just making sure that you have if it is on market, having the listing number and
Right.
your name and National Realty Guild.
Right.
But yeah, I've sold quite a few last year just from putting them on the Facebook
Okay.
random groups, instead of doing like Facebook ads and stuff, because that tries to target people and people kind of just start scrolling through ads. It seems to me that they seem to look more at the group ones for some reason. I'm not sure why, probably because they don't see it's an ad. But yeah, that was my best outlet last year when I had a bunch of listings.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else with any buyer needs or any other listings coming up? Perfect. Does anybody have any questions? I know we did an in-person chime meeting and we didn't get too much to Sweet Assist last week, but did we have any leftover questions from last week at all? Perfect. Well, I think I will be going over a little bit of Sweet Assist, being we didn't get that last time, unless anybody had anything else here. So let me just get that opened up here. Perfect. And I have it saved up here, but otherwise, if you are always wondering how to get to the NRG website, you can either go nationalrealtyguild.com, or NRG 100 is the easy one that I remember. And then it redirects you to the National Realty Guild website here. And then you can go to our meeting from there, our Build a Sign website. If you did have anybody that you were recruiting or on the fence of wanting to switch over, they also have the Join NRG page, which actually lists all of our benefits as well as our locations. So that would be where you would go to see if you're in an area and you needed to stop in at an office. Our Edina office is our main hub location in Edina. Otherwise, we do have the St. Louis Park location, which is typically where we would hold trainings. Otherwise, the other location that we may hold trainings is the Minnetonka location. Otherwise, if you did need to stop in anywhere else to use an office, we have in off of France, in Bloomington, Woodbury, Minneapolis. We even have one up in Becker and St. Cloud there. Otherwise, the other ones here are our other state locations here. Otherwise, we get back to this. It also has up top here where you can log into your Suite Assist. If you don't have your Suite Assist login, feel free to reach out to Jeremy or Francis, or if you just type in this, I forgot my password, and type in your email address that you used for your MLS, it should be the one that you have signed up. If not, then you would just want to reach out to Jeremy or Francis and see what's going on. But otherwise, if you just reset your password, type in your email address if you don't have the login, this will send you a reset link and you should be able to log back in. Once you get into Suite Assist here, there's quite a few things. You can go view your transactions. On here, we will be loading a bunch in the calendar. So any upcoming events or trainings or anything like that, you'd be able to sync to your Google Calendar or disconnect it if it was getting to be too much. But otherwise, you can view it by the month.
Are you in the huddle?
No, I'm
Hello?
not. I'm having breakfast with Purdy here.
Oh, how
Sure.
nice. I can't take that Amy's voice. It's just incredible. I can't do it.
Well, I'll do the replay and tell you what they said.
Ladies,
Okay,
you're
Well, how's
on.
Purdy doing? I'm glad to hear
everybody.
she's with you.
We're going to
You're
have
on
to
with
disconnect
Hi,
this.
everybody.
nice to hear your
Older
voice.
ladies. Elizabeth, you're talking to everybody. Learn
Well,
how to
I'm
use the
doing
internet.
pretty well. How about yourself?
That's not what I said. I said you're talking to everyone, including Amy. So I think you need to apologize
Okay.
and then mute yourself.
Everything, so I really appreciate y'all getting knowledge and wisdom regarding the matter. But yeah,
It sounds like you had fun.
and I'm
Hey,
a
hey,
nervous
Jeremy,
wreck. Feeling
can
absolutely
we
nervous
disconnect
until they say, all
or
right,
mute?
now
Yeah,
here's our
I'm checking that.
panel.
Oh,
And then
okay.
the real
A
fast
moment,
and
everybody. I
everything.
apologize
I
for
was nervous.
But it's
everything.
fun to be on a panel. That exchange is fun.
When start coming out my mouth.
Oh, okay. So at least we got the calendar in here. We're going to be trying to load in other tasks and the CE codes and everything when those dates are supposed to be for the upcoming month. So you can view it by week or you can view it by month. And then we'll be loading all of the upcoming events and everything in here. The trainings, if you needed the Suite Assist trainings, they are in the Suite University. Otherwise, the training room has all our previous Suite Assist trainings with Clark, as well as everything that we had on our old platform. And also our previous weekly huddles. So if you maybe had a question and missed something the previous week and wanted to see if we had answered it the following week, you can always go back in here and view these. Otherwise, if you do miss them and you wanted to view them later that day, see if there was anything that may benefit you, any listings that anybody showcased or anything, then you'd be able to go in here and re-watch those. Otherwise, if you are trying to get ahead on your continuing education, this brings you right to the CE shop, and Jeremy sends out emails as those come up when we have deals coming on. So definitely take a look at those when you do get those, because you would be able to buy those courses. And I think you would just have to read the specifics on those, but I think they're good. Most all of them are good for a year. So I would just keep looking into that. Otherwise, if you needed any office documents, the Office Docs is a great place if you needed like a referral form, the Tisch guide. If you needed something on NRG letterhead, this would be a great place to go as well. Otherwise, if you needed any help videos, there's a spot up top where you'd be able to go back into learning your Suite Assist. Did we have any questions or specifics that anybody would like to go over on Suite Assist? And actually, it does look like a few more people jumped on here. So I'm going to take a minute to see if there was anybody else that wanted to showcase any listings or had any buyer needs, because I do see quite a few more people jumped on here. Can everyone hear me all right?
Good, Amy.
Okay.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
I know there was a AI, if anybody is interested in the AI and working with your MLS, I know that there was an AI, trying to get back to it. Can't remember, I think it was on the Minnesota Realtors. So if you ever had any need other than if you can't get like a hold of Francis or Randy, a good place to go is either your local real estate association, otherwise the Minnesota Realtors website does have a lot of good links on it. Again, we were talking about with August, in the beginning of August, we did have all the contracts and forms did change. And you'd be able to review that here. If you wanted a full list of what the changes were on the residential forms, you can go here. If you wanted a full list of the commercial form changes, you could go here. Otherwise, there's a nice little 7-minute video on all the changes that were on the forms that we need to be using as of August 1st here. So I'm pretty sure everybody's using those forms, but I just wanted to remind everybody here. Otherwise, we do have the calendar
Hey.
here.
I'll just interject. So when you're talking about these forms, the new forms came out. As long as both sides are using the same form, that's great. You know, it doesn't make the old forms illegal. It just means that new all realtor forms. We're not attorneys, so the attorneys all made them fill in the blank. You know, so
Oh, Randy, you cut out.
I hope I'm back. I just got an incoming call and
Oh,
cut out.
gotta
But
love
the
them.
reason I point that out is because, you know, as you're filling out the form, you're going to see any changes. So it's not, you know, I don't know how complicated or worrisome we need to be, just because our forms now, they're all fill in the blank. And if you just follow the template, you'll probably see the change. But MinnesotaRealtors.com, right? That's our resource, and that's where all the form updates are shown. There's a simple form that we could pull out of here and post that says every form that had an update. But it's just, I don't have any substantial changes that anybody's pointed out to me yet. So, hey, one more thing I wanted to, I was going to tell Amy to mention again is just a reminder that if you represent a buyer, buyer should sign arbitration. And if you represent the seller should not sign arbitration. And that's because buyers sue sellers, sellers don't sue buyers. So if you represent a seller, you wouldn't want to make it easier for them to sue you, right? Because arbitration is only $700. A court of law costs tons of thousands or thousands of dollars just to get an attorney to get into a courtroom. So that's the theory behind that. I'm going to cut out and listen again.
Thanks, Randy. I was just
Thanks
gonna
for-
bring up the arbitration.
Yeah, thanks for explaining that. I was taught before to have both parties sign, and that makes sense what Randy explained.
Oh, mountains. Oh, I am not, it's not coming up for me here. But yeah, I'll get back to the Minnesota Realtors. They also have a lot of their upcoming classes, which are either discounted or depending on the presenter, they could be free. So this is also a great place to come to look at if you are needing any CE. I know it looks like this 2-hour construction sales on October 2nd is $40 for non-members and $30 for members. So being we are all Minnesota Realtors, we would get that $30 member price. So that's always a great place to look. It looks like it'd be 3 hours of CE. So that's a great place to look for if you're looking for alternate CE classes other than the CE shop. The National Realtors Association website is also a great place to look for that kind of stuff as well. It's just the Minnesota one is going to have way more tailored for Minnesota than the national. So those are definitely great places to look. So if you ever need anything, always come to this Minnesota Realtors, and you'd be able to look on there, see if anything that you needed is on here. Otherwise, they do have the legal hotline here. If you did have a question, you can just go to the legal hotline, enter all of your information here, and then somebody would reach back out to you there. Otherwise, does anybody have any questions or any specifics that they would like to go over?
Amy, it's Marge. We're as far as this or as far as anything, because I missed the first
Anything.
few minutes. Okay, because
Anything at all.
I have a listing in Blaine, and wow, like, you know, I really felt priced right, and we did a lot of stuff to make it look good, you know, right at the beginning. I've had one showing, and it's been on, okay, it's only been on 4 days, but we are also coming soon for 4 days. So freaks me out a little. And so I'm dropping the price today, but I didn't know if anybody else has other listings in that $500,000 range, if they're having trouble getting showings. Because to me, I mean, we completely missed because it's the school, you know, it's 4-bedroom school district, family area. Everybody's already decided where they want to be for the next 9 months. Any ideas? I'm going to do some virtual staging, I think, as far as a couple of the rooms, because the paint colors are darker, you know, 12 years ago. So I'm just curious if anybody else has listings in that price range. Thanks. And it's great if anybody has a buyer in Blaine. And we will look at offers for sure. We'd love to have an offer to work with, because he could pay closing costs. I don't know how much to put out there without sounding desperate. We'll pay closing costs. We'll give it an appliance allowance. We'll give it a carpeting allowance. What else do you want? So thanks.
What's the listing number?
Oh gosh, my listing number is I'm clicking on the wrong thing. 641-6819. Yeah, maybe we can go over it and see what my drawbacks are.
Well, if you weren't on right away in the beginning, I have a listing in Ramsey. It's overpriced. We need to drop the price, but I have not had any interest, and it's been on the market for about 10 days now. My
Okay.
price is $750. So
Yep. Well, we're up against new construction around there with no trees or anything. And of course, they have these glamorous photos. That's why I'm going to do some virtually staged photos too, because there's all those photos, but you know very well when you walk in there, it's just a blank slate and the countertops are not granite unless there was an upcharge paid. And all their photos say, say may not be the same, right? But they all look beautiful online.
Yeah, it's very nice pictures. It looks like a really nice house.
Yeah, I mean, I just had to be on his case. You can see that front photo. I have the plant in a pot, ready for him to plant. It was just like, come in and do as much as we can to make it pop. But I thought I'd maybe take off this neighborhood photo if that looks like too much of a busy road situation. It's not really busy, but with that center, it just, it is a main thoroughfare, but it's not overly busy.
It is this one, right?
Yep.
Would maybe highlight that a little better because I kind of had to look. Wasn't sure what I was looking at there.
Okay. And I do have it in there that the lot is like 100-foot extra width there. But it is, I mean, you're up against the builders and this is basic builder model. So if I had heard from him more than, 8-10 days ago, I would have done a few other things to make it pop with changing some things that wouldn't be that difficult to change, but.
And you may have missed me going over it earlier. Have you joined the local groups up there on Facebook?
Nope. I have.
I would suggest joining the local groups on Facebook up there because then you're gonna get a lot of the people that are just randomly looking on Facebook, and then they'll be to their realtor and take a look.
Is it like Blaine but just look up Blaine in Facebook?
Yeah, when I was working on that listing out in Blaine, there was a couple groups that I joined up there. Let me see. I think it's like Blaine Happenings. I even still get messages every once in a while looking through there, but I can find which groups they were and send you a message here because yeah, that was a lot of exposure because people seem to just scroll through the Facebook ads like up another ad, but if it's on the actual happenings or the group, you're targeting people in that area and people that are wanting to be in that area or wanting to get back to that area. So I think it's a more direct approach.
Okay, I didn't cross my mind because I always think like next door you have to be in that neighborhood to join that neighborhood, So I didn't think about the Facebook thing because I'm not in any local Facebook groups around me, which I probably should look into.
Yeah, I am in so many groups for like local area groups that it's just crazy how many and I see so many different houses come up and they just look better coming out of the group versus the Facebook ads. You can tell it's a Facebook ad. I'm guilty of it myself. Oh, it's an ad. So I'll scroll until I find something that's not an ad. So that is always my
suggestion. Yep. I agree. I know what you're saying. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other buyer or seller needs that we wanted to go over or any other questions or system questions that anybody wanted to go over? I do see quite a few more people joined in here. Is anybody wanting to introduce themselves or I see a lot of new faces today. A lot of new names.
Hello, hi everyone.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much. This is Danya Cho. I'm just joining this group. This looks very nice and familiar. So I think I will have a little more time with Jeremy to know more about the GR. So I do have some question with about the suite group. I think suite group or something that
The Sweet Assist.
suite assistant. Yep. So so that is that in our website? I mean, this website, or is just itself come out?
Yeah, so Sweet Assist is our transaction database here. And have you gotten your login quite yet?
Not yet. This is the first time I'm attending the group, so I think I will have a little more time with Jeremy these things, but to
Yeah, otherwise a great, once you get logged in, if you go to this training right here, this has all of their Sweet Assist trainings that are put on by the company, as well as in the training room. It has actually all of our previous recorded trainings with the person that helps us with Sweet Assist. So these are great tools if you're learning how to put contacts in, how to do the transactions, how to do the workflow and everything. So this would be a great resource once you're able to get in. Just go to that training tab. We don't have any assigned courses or anything, but if you just go to the training room, it's right on top there, the Sweet Assist trainings.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks so much. So I do have a couple of buyers looking for houses down here in Apple Valley, Lakeville, and Rosemount, Egan. So the price range is between 500 to 650. I have two buyers, the same price range. So if you do have any listings in that area, please let me know. And thanks so much.
Yeah, are you a member of the Facebook group yet? We have our NRG Connect, our Facebook group. I want to say, I don't know if it was on that group or one of my other groups, but I want to say that I just seen a couple listings down that way pop up on something here.
I am not yet.
Yeah, so if you want, Jeremy, can you type in the link to the Facebook group on the chat so that way he can take a look at that and we can get him on there?
Yep. Actually, Daniel, I was able to send you a couple of welcome emails. Sweet Assist logins should be there as well, and the link for the Facebook. But we could get the, we can stay in touch later on after the meeting if you want, so we could discuss that.
Okay. Good.
And welcome to the NRG family.
Oh yeah, welcome.
Yeah,
Again.
I'm so glad.
Anyone else, any other new people want to chime in and introduce themselves? You see a couple new people. Very good. And it looks like Jeremy just put the Facebook group in the chat. So anybody that has not joined or wants to join, just follow that link and we'll get you in there. If you needed any help with open houses or showings, that's a good place to go. Otherwise, if it's during the normal business hours, another good place to go would be if you email Francis, he could possibly get a mass email out for you. So those are all good avenues to go if you needed help with either open house or you had an upcoming listing. I know one thing that came up is that when you are doing your listings, if you could make them shareable, so public, because we do have Jamie at Guardian Title who actually puts them on his Facebook as well, and possibly a few other lenders that pull the listings from the website and the group and put them on their personal pages as well. So I know it seems like I throw Facebook out there a lot, but there's a lot of people on Facebook, and the ads are good, but there's also a way to be able to utilize a lot of the free avenues on there. Like I was mentioning, joining the local groups from your area, just making sure that you're reading the group rules and making sure that they allow for real estate postings and like sales and stuff. So just reading those group postings, making sure if it is a on market listing, making sure that your MLS number is on there, your name and National Realty Guild is on there as well. I just had a couple questions. One moment here. So I have a question about the previous recordings. So it does look, it might have missed this, but on the same Suite Assist, in the training area and the training room, if you go all the way down to the bottom, it has our previous weekly huddles. So that's why we really think that Suite Assist is the best avenue for trying to get all of your resources. And if you needed to go back and view a training or anything like that, you would be able to come in here and view the training. It'll pull up a YouTube, and you'd be able to watch that previous training. Maybe you had a question in a previous training that was answered and you just needed to re-go over it. You can open up that week's huddle and you'd be able to listen. Otherwise, if we had a question that you weren't able to get answered and maybe got answered the following week and you were unable to make it, you'd be able to come in here and view that weekly huddle and hopefully get that answer to that question. Did we have any other questions on the forms at all, or any other questions on anything in general?
Yeah, I do have one question with respect to the pictures for the listing.
Yeah.
So the photos, do you guys take your own pictures, or do you have a company or a third party company come and take it?
I highly recommend only a professional team. Everybody can tell when you take them with your own phone. It's about $200, $400 max. It's totally worth it. People shop online now. They don't shop. You know, you that'll make or break a listing if you ask me. That's my opinion. This is Liz.
Good morning, Liz. How are you?
Do they give
I have
do
somebody,
they give the
Sorry, can you repeat that?
virtual the video? No, they give video for the $200.
They don't do video. Video is really tough on MLS. If anybody has tried, you can't do branding. You have to use special, like a virtual tour through Matterport is different, but to me, that's not video. Video, for some reason, the MLS has made it extremely difficult because it has to do with you branding yourself. There are some companies that might do it, but actually I just posted today that I'm looking for a team that'll do video tours. It is possible. You can do it. You can post on your own social media any videos you do of yourself, but you cannot put them on MLS. If you have your YouTube channel, your name, anything in it, it's really tough to share it.
So do you have the recommendation?
For a video company or
No,
photos?
for the photos.
Yeah, I like stainless steel. I use a guy named Dan at Stainless Steel. Some people really like VHT. Mill City is another company, but Dan's a little smaller, but I like his work. I have no problem with that. I've got like 4 or 5 that I could email to you if you just send me a quick email.
Yeah.
Anybody
So
else? I don't know.
Yeah, how do I get your email ID, Liz?
I'll put it in here right now, hon, in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
You bet.
Jen, I have a lady that I use. She's a realtor and she does photos. She does a really good job. She charges 125 to 150.
Okay.
I can give you,
Yeah, will
Yes,
you
I will
email
take
that to me?
recommendation.
Will you email that to me also? I prefer to work with women as often as possible, so that'd be cool.
yeah, she's great because she's a realtor. So yeah.
She gets a sense of what people need.
Yeah, let me put it in the chat here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I used a realtor once. It was a gentleman, and I found him to be pretty like unaware sometimes, or like sometimes I think it's difficult in my situation at least. The house was not like, you know, it wasn't a Pinterest house. It was a typical person's house. And he just kept commenting how awful it was. And I'm like, okay, that's enough. This is my client's home. I mean, my client wasn't there, but I was like, you got to work with what you got, buddy. I mean, this is the house. And he like had me running around the rooms, moving stuff. And I've never done that before. The photographer should do it all himself. But I happened to be there when he was there, and he like totally had me. And yeah, I was not impressed with the photos and the work.
Yeah, she does really good work and she's a realtor herself. So I think she has an eye for things.
Yeah, that'd be great.
She does live in the Southern Metro, but she goes north. She'll go an hour away. She's really good and she's inexpensive.
Another thing I just posted actually to the Facebook group right before I jumped in here. There's a guy that put on social media that he walks through with his phone and does a tour, and then he edits it. And this is his job. He's not a realtor, but he only charges 125 a pop. And to me, I would love to find a team that does both the photos and then does this quick video tour that I can put on social media. To me, that's a steal. He says it takes him 5 minutes to film and about 15 minutes to edit.
And you said he's doing it with his phone?
Yeah,
Or
he's just doing it with his iPhone.
Straps?
No, he just
Okay.
has an iPhone. He just walks around with his iPhone on a stick, does his tour. I just posted the link on the NRG group, asking people if anybody knows somebody locally who's doing it. I do have somebody that could edit, and I am currently asking my videographer for my photos if they would do it real quick for me this Wednesday on my current listing, because I'd like to see how it works, because I feel like a social media video like that, even if I don't put it on MLS, because am I the only one who has experienced this? I'm assuming. I took videos myself, I put them on YouTube, and then I tried to put them as a virtual tour, and MLS shot me with fines. I mean, I ended up talking myself through it and whatever. And then I ended up trying to post on Vimeo, but you also needed to take out, and when I say branding, they mean branding for YouTube or Vimeo or an ad that could pop up in the corner. Like, it's not just your branding. So it was really difficult to figure out how to host the video in a way that I could share it on MLS. That's my big struggle. I can take the video, I can have somebody edit it. And I think that's the future of MLS. I think the younger generation wants these video walkthrough tours. The photos are great. Please pay extra for the floor plan, please. It's a PDF where they show the floor plan. Please pay the $99 for that, because people want to see the layout of a home. They don't know where the bathroom is in alignment from the bedroom, where the kitchen is. You know, people want that quick floor plan. I think that should be required. Plus, they do the measurements for you. It's like, makes it more accurate. But also, yeah, just please desperately stop taking photos on your own phone, you guys. It showcases, you know, it just doesn't look great anymore. People can see right through it.
Well, and another thing is when you take them on the phone, people taking them with the actual cameras have light blockers. So just because your screen is on here, the example being, if you see all the light rays coming off the lights behind here, those show up in photos all the time. Right. So that's where you can tell this was a photo from a phone versus a photo from like a professional level. So
and I've had photographers edit edit things that like the blinds weren't open or were open, kind of a thing, like small edits. You know, they have to be careful what they edit. They can't change the structure of the home. In fact, I just had a conversation with help desk about this, because I was simply just asking the question. An agent had a picture of the house, the room, and then the next photo was it virtually staged with furniture. Yep. And I was told by NMLS, that's totally fine. You don't have to mark that this was virtually staged anymore. I thought they had to mark it. But yeah, that she said, as long as you're staging it with furniture, and I could even share the email with people if you want, because I was curious. But if you change the structure, and I know these things are small, but one thing that happened was I had a photo where there was a fireplace burning in the photo. The fireplace did not work, you guys. They created a gaslit fireplace edited image. So my client said to me, "Oh, we don't need to have the fireplace inspected. In the photo, it was working." And I'm like, "No." And sure enough, the fireplace didn't work. They just edited that photo. That's where MLS says you can't do it. But I did just write help desk at MLS the other day about rules and regulations because I was curious. And it said, virtual staging is acceptable as long as the photo alterations affect only the personal furniture and not the real estate itself. All photos are accurately reflecting the property. If furniture is added, it is recommended you disclose it, but is not required. So I'm just going to put that in the chat if somebody wants to see what they wrote to me.
That's great information, Liz. Thank you so much.
Because I've been busted. I mean, it's a big fine, you guys. Be careful. But you can also talk to them. They are people. And if anybody doesn't know this, MLS is only self-regulated. Other realtors turn you in. They are not watching and looking at all your videos and your photos. Other realtors turn you in. And I pissed this one realtor off, and he purposely seeks me out all the time. And he turns me in for every minor little thing. So just heads up. You also cannot take photos from a previous listing. You cannot use the previous listings photos. Like if you're in the winter and you want to grab a summer shot, do not do that. You'll totally get busted. That's not fair. You have to use, I had a client submit her own photos to me, which happened to be photos that her previous listing took. And I got busted, but I was able to prove that my client is the one who gave me those photos.
So
But yeah,
is it even after getting the permission from the old, the previous realtor? Okay.
You can ask, but just so you know, if another realtor turns you in, you have to show that written permission. So just be careful. Because that's, yes, you could ask the previous agent, but sometimes what happens is they're kind of pissy that you got their listing. You know what I mean? Like,
if you are putting a listing on, you do have to have a photo on there within 24 hours. So anytime I'm going to a listing appointment, I usually go to the house and at least snap one nice outside photo until I can get a professional in there. Because then that way I have my own photo to showcase.
So this is a simple question. So who do you charge the fee for taking the pictures? So do you charge?
You can do it however you want. It depends on how you charge, right? You're free to do what you want. I always charge my sellers for the photos because if the listing doesn't work out, then I want them. But I also usually pay for it in advance and then have them pay me at closing. But you can have them pay at the when they come for the photos, you can have them pay right then and there. But either way, I usually charge my clients, but that's my style. Some people, maybe they charge a higher commission and then they just roll it in like a la carte. There's that.
I was just going to ask you that if you put it in the listing contract or you just have a like kind of an agreement with them separately.
You should put it in the listing contract. Per Randy, you also should be putting the fact that people are paying for their $4.95 broker admin fee. Anything like that, you should put in the contract beforehand. But you're right, I should add that, Amy, to my templates. But usually my clients don't have a problem because they just need to know that video and photo is what sells your house. So I just tell them, like, listen, it makes or breaks a listing. It's $300, it's $200, it's $150. It's totally worth it, you guys.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Good morning. I've been running this idea for quite a while with Randy, and it's that we can try to use other social media, just not Facebook. I've been trying myself using TikTok, and I have gotten a lot of business from random people which have closed just from TikTok. And I'm very busy and I try to do my videos. I went to a class in the Association of Realtors, and even they offered me to do some classes about this. I'm not savvy. I'm just running with the wave. I'm not just a big TikToker, nothing like that, and I don't have time for it. But the things I've been doing, either posting videos or either doing just pictures and just editing, making them the addition of them, it's been working a lot. And I've been running, ideas with Randy in the past, and the thing is that, so if somebody has a listing and they want it just to send me the pictures or the video, I can run it through my TikTok with your name. It doesn't matter. Because what I like to, everybody, a lot of people sees my videos and it could be good for everybody. I just want to it's,
Are you
people to
taking your
watch it.
own video and editing yourself then, is what you're telling us though?
I do videos. I post. I basically I do is educational. Most is what I do.
Wait, but I'm
Uh,
asking, are you doing it yourself or you have a team?
no,
Or you
myself.
hire somebody? So you're just doing it
No,
off your phone.
out of my phone. I do it, and it's more personal. People like it. People enjoy it. Again, I get customers from that. And it's free, simple, and it just probably is just to try it out. That's
Well,
my
that and you're also hitting that major networks. Yeah, I see it. 'Cause I went on and I looked. You have like over 4,000 followers. So yeah, you're hitting a lot of that generation that uses this.
and the good thing of TikTok is that I know there are bad things that people are afraid of, but what I like is that TikTok gives you the input of who's watching your videos, the age, if it's male, female, from what cities, which state, age, everything, and you can see the time what they're watching the video, so basically you predict when you're gonna put on a video so people can watch it more. So it's all about trying it out. Just that's a small recommendation, and I try to help the team, and I made I don't made I sent to do it a video that I posted on the Facebook group. It's for everyone to use. It's a simple video. I think we have to start moving on more towards technology and not stay back. It's been helping me a lot, so it's there. So
Another good one is LinkedIn as well. That has a lot of the business people on there as well.
yeah. So, and if somebody has questions, hit me, and you can just email me or or send me call me. I'm willing to help. So it's not a problem.
Yeah, do you mind if I put your username in the chat? So that way if anybody did want to start following you or reach out to you, it's this
Sure.
Max Pinto MPLS Realtor.
Yes.
Perfect. There we go. So I just loaded that in the chat for everybody. If anybody wanted to go on there and find him, and he does have a lot of nice content on here. So even if you're looking to add things, it would be a great avenue to reach out to him and get those listings updated. And it looks like you're doing other stuff other than just listings as well. So that looks like a great platform to be using and utilizing.
Yeah, I try to educate my customers. Mostly, almost everything 100% is in Spanish. And I try to totally divide my personal stuff with the professional stuff. So I do mix it in there. I don't dance. I am not out shirtless, nothing like that. A lot of people do that. There's other realtors in town that they have tons, triple the amount of followers, but they are shirtless or they're just doing the personal. I don't do that. I just try to teach clients and let them know what's the process and how it is, or sometimes they have questions, or I'm organizing this weekend a get together in one of my offices in St. Cloud, and I'm just offering a type of lunch meal or for everybody with some prizes and some stuff. Welcome to come in if you guys want. But yeah, I'm just, and I, those kind of things, I put it there and people reply to me. People, other local organizations sometimes ask me to also to post stuff for them, just to announce it. I say, yeah, it's, just create content. So that's what I want. I don't have time normally to do a lot of content. It takes a time to edit videos and I'll do, but I try to do it. So, but there it is. So if anybody has questions about it, feel free. ask me.
Thanks, Max. That was great. Yeah, I definitely will be reaching out to you myself. But yeah, that's a really great avenue because I've done Facebook and I can do Facebook. I tried the what's that other one? Snapchat, but that didn't really do much. I had a few messages, but I've known this TikTok is kind of blowing up because I even remember a video from right when COVID hit. It was like a viral video where this realtor was selling an apple and it was basically explaining everything that was going on with home sales. No, you can't view the apple, but the person from California is going to go 100,000 over cash. So it was just quite a silly video, but it was that genuine. It makes you think of it, and it's making that realtor get in front of people, and that's the main thing, is just getting in front of people, reminding people that you're in real estate and that you're ready to help.
One of our fellow realtors, I think it's Andrew Gonzalez. I think it's Andrew, his name. He posted a video of one of his listings on our Facebook page. And those are the type of videos that are used for TikTok, exactly like that. And those videos are really good because it helps a lot of people like them and people see them, and you know, that's the kind of video we should try to make, and always try to put our face. If we don't like I don't like my face, but that gives a personal touch to people. And I started this because I posted a video a while ago, and it was not a real estate, it was something else, and it came out with 151,000 views so far. And that's how I started. When like, oh, I can do this for business, and that's how I started. So
yeah, great information. Which actually we are already wrapping up on 10 o'clock here. Does anybody have any last minute questions, comments? I did just want to share my screen as we had mentioned this earlier. So this is one of my buyer's agreements. Just down here in the bottom, in other, this is what I typically, how I typically disclose anything that there is a $4.95 administrative fee that will be listed on the closing disclosure. Usually sometimes with my buy sells, I will pick up one of the $4.95s just to kind of gain business and everything. And so I'll still list this, but I will just put that will be paid by the agent if it is one that I am picking up for them. Just clearly disclosing that the fees that are associated with any of the additional things on there.
Amy, I don't mean to be picky. Maybe it's because my dad was a lawyer, but that verbiage doesn't clarify that your buyer's agreeing to pay it, though. Just because you're saying there's a fee doesn't mean, like, if you charge it to your buyer, where did they agree that they would pay it?
Don't they
So-
sign the contract?
No,
They signed the
nowhere in the
contract, right?
nowhere in the contract does it say anything about our admin fee. This is where you're supposed to put it, is in this line. But I'm saying is you might want to add that may be charged to buyer, or
Okay.
that, or say that the buyer is going to pay it and then you can choose later to give it as a gift. But just, you know, a little, for me, the verbiage, nowhere in there is the buyer agreeing to pay it. Mine just simply says their buyer agrees to pay $4.95 admin fee at time of closing.
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
that exactly says that they
Thank
should
you,
pay.
Randy. Yeah, you got it. I mean, no offense, but that verbiage doesn't mean that your buyer agreed, and then you could have somebody come back. I mean, sure, you could end up eating it, right, Randy? But like, you need to say that the buyer is paying it, and then later
Yes.
decide to
Who
give it
is
as a
paying
gift.
Okay.
So is
Yeah,
it-
and
is it
then
not-
just so you guys know, that should always be disclosed prior to entering into a purchase agreement. So if you
Yeah,
do your buyer rep at the time of a purchase agreement, which is kind of a reality, just make sure you don't forget and do it after, because if the
Yeah.
Department of Commerce ever saw the dates, I mean, once or twice, maybe it's a problem, but, or it's not an issue, but if you got to repeat, if you're doing it repetitively, they're going to possibly, sanction you.
So if it's on the buyer rep agreement, do we have to have it on that other form as well?
It should not be on a purchase agreement.
Yeah,
What
just
about the buyer rep contract?
it has to be on the buyer rep contract. It shouldn't be any, it doesn't have to be. When you say the other form, what other form did you mean, hon?
One where Amy, you had, was that listed on your?
That
purchase-
was a buyer rep
My
agreement.
buyer's agreement. Yeah, buyer's agreement or listing contract.
Okay, so that's where I list mine. And is that okay?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah, it's all dependent on which one you're representing.
perfect.
But Randy can also put the verbiage out with Francis of what he'd prefer. Like the same verbiage is fine, but it just, you need to note that client is going to pay $490. You could say client if it's a listing, but if it's buyer, you just have to say that, because then when they sign the agreement, they're saying, yeah, I agreed to pay that fee. Whether or not you gift it, whether or not you pay for it's fine, but you got to say up front that they were willing to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. What Liz has is perfect language.
Yeah, I'll be updating these as well. See, I just have it that it'll be listing on the closing disclosure, and yes, I can see how that is.
You guys also just, if you don't use templates, you want to reach out to me to talk about transaction templates. Like they're super key. You got to use transaction templates to make your job easier, work smarter, not harder on it.
You know, if you ever wanted to show that on a daily huddle, you could definitely. If you're not interested, that's all right.
Yeah, Liz, you're better going over that than I am. I did try to go over that when we had the listing changes go on, that we needed to update our templates, but I think you have a really good explanation of that because that's where
Well, Liz is a teacher.
Yeah, I have a master's degree in education and I taught for 12 years, so it's a little bit of my I do like doing it though. So if you just want to reach out to me privately too, I could. The huddles are a little harder for me to make until my kids get in school.
Perfect. Yeah. We'll maybe connect and try to figure something out or do like a little mini PowerPoint or something. Any other questions, comments? Otherwise, we can wrap up today.
Hey, anything for realtors at the fair this year?
I haven't seen anything.
Is it MAR or Minnesota Association of Realtors or SPAR that goes? Isn't it MAR, Randy, the whole, and you can sign up to like take time at the booth, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Minnesota Board of Realtors, this goes to mnrealtor.com. Looks like if you Google it, it's housing day at the fair. I always thought that they gave discounted tickets, but maybe not. Yeah, registration doesn't include entrance, but there's a free t-shirt to wear. Horton Pavilion and Heffron Park. Yeah, it looks like they're not getting discounted tickets anymore. I don't know. I can post the link right now quick. But anybody can type Housing Day Minnesota Fair quick and oh, I can't post it because I'm not I got two separate things going on here. Let's see.
Just trying to look on.
The message is a
Really?
little long. I'll post
August
it.
28th.
I'll post the link
Cool.
right here. There you go. It's Monday the 28th.
10 to 3. I don't know. I'll find a day out there and go walk around and try to burn some calories or burn what I consume. Usually get 3, 4 to 5 miles out there.
Oh, I know. I usually go right in the morning until I see the crowd, the wave of heads down the road, and then I'm just like, okay, I'm good for today. And that's usually when it starts getting hot because we're supposed to have a nice heat wave.
Yeah. Okay, I'll move on to my other stuff, you guys. I don't know. You guys can stay on. I don't
Yep.
have
I was
anything.
just saying that we should wrap up. It's 10 o'clock here. If nobody has any other questions, we can get going.
Have a good week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Amy, are we staying here?
We can stay on, or is Ann on?
Yes, I think she's just on standby.
Okay.
Jeremy, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, Dragon Chick. Yep, I'm here.
Yes, I think we need to have a little more time together
Of
so
course.
that we can see all the websites and all the features you have on your websites. So I think right now I have an appointment, but can we make an appointment anytime you're available?
Yeah, of course. I'm probably available the whole day today. So, yep.
Okay.
For your like I mentioned earlier, Dagnachu, you have your logins. It's sent through a separate email. I use a different email that's for your logins, and that should be. I don't know if you received it as a spam. I'm not really sure. Might want to check that.
Oh, did you send email?
Yep.
What was your email? I think I didn't say. I don't know.
I could resend it, and
you resend it. I
Yep.
recently got lots of email that
Yep, I'll
come
just
to my.
yeah, get that. Yeah, I'll probably reset it, or we could I could send you another link to have your password reset, and your username should be your Gmail account.
Oh, Gmail account.
Yep, that will be your user, and I'll send you the link to use the Sweet Assist platform, and again, I'll send you another link to reset your password.
Can you use my Yahoo email?
Was that Yahoo, or let me check?
Yeah, Yahoo. So I don't use my Gmail email too.
Oh, Yahoo, yeah. dnikin@yahoo.com. That's the one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right, I'll reset it right now. Where you at? There you go. Password.
You could probably stop recording, Jeremy.
Oh yeah.